When I do come, I'm gonna have an arsenal of entertainment. Okay, you ain't gonna do nothing, so I can get close to what I want. However you want it, that's how I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you just like you want it. I don't know who you beat, I don't know who you lost to. Easy work. Easy work.
What up, Fight World? It's your boy, Ego. Easy work. Easy work Wednesdays. The gang's all here. I had to revisit. Let's just jump right into the content. Showtime, pay-per-view, Gervonta, star-making performance. I think most of us were on the call last week and picked Tank. Let's go through the reactions, and then, we'll just open up like that. Let's start with my man, Sura. What was your initial reaction to the outcome and everything?
Tank is a killer. Tank, he a monster. I told you, Leo was going to knock himself out, and Leo tried to go toe for toe with him. And man, if you look at Tank's eyes, man, dude, he a killer. He was like a matador ready to kill a bull, man. He's just waiting, and people don't realize that Tank switched orthodox. After he threw that last right hand, Tank stepped back and he was orthodox. And when he threw it, he went up on it with the uppercut, man. A murderer. Tank a murderer.
Now, you picked Tank to win in the fashion that he won. You said stoppage. Was there anything that surprised you about how the main event played out?
I didn't say he was. I said that I thought it might go to distance.
Oh, you said that is.
Yeah.
See, at least we honest over here. Ego's already we honest right here.
I said if he does get knocked out, it's going to be because Leo knocked himself out.
Facts.
I said if Leo box, he should go to distance. But when Leo got hit, he started trying to show that he had bigger balls, and he got caught, man. That was devastating, man. I thought he got killed, man, for real. That was a devastating.
I'm not trying to laugh, obviously, the fighter's safety, but I feel you. I think that was everyone's reaction. I got to move on to my man, Ari. Ari, I know for a fact you said Tank was going to knock him out. You didn't really see it going in. Like, you seem confident in your pick. Tell us why. Why were you so confident that it was going to be Tank?
Well, because first thing I said was like, look, Leo likes to brawl a little too much. And I said, you do that with Tank, with his power, sooner or later he's going to knock you out. And that's exactly what happened. Listen, we got to give Leo credit. He came to fight. In my opinion, he won the first 2 rounds. He brought out the best out of Tank Davis. And right. Tank Davis had to walk through some heat, to be able to get close to the body and then be able to walk him down that 6th round. And, just hit him with the perfect counter uppercut that, just put him to sleep.
Question for you. You picked Tank by knockout. Did you think it was going to be, like, it's okay to say whatever. Do you think it was going to be like that, like a flat-out knockout, TKO? Were you surprised by the brutality of the knockout, even though you picked Tank by knockout?
So I had it. My prediction was TKO by the 7th round. And, I thought it was going to be to the point where, the ref or Leo's corner was going to throw in the towel by that point of the fight. Now, I didn't expect Leo to come and, come out the way he did. Because like I said, he came to fight. Bro, when he hit him with that uppercut and he fell asleep, bro, I don't know what happened. I jumped out the couch and I was like running around the room and I felt like my legs went weak, bro. It was crazy. Yo, I swear to God, man. It was like,
you said your legs, spaghetti
bro.
Legs?
I think my legs went weak, bro. When it was crazy, man. It was like the excitement that I felt at that moment, like the rush was it was insane, bro. And I did not think Leo was gonna get put to sleep like that.
See, I feel you because I did the Boxingego watch party. Make sure you guys tune in for the Big Fights BWP. And I made some kind of Yelp or mating call or whatever. And I seen y'all was roasting me. My man Prophet, he's not here right now, but y'all was roasting me. It was because I had Leo winning that round, and then he hurt Leo like 10 seconds before the actual knockout. And I thought the round was going to end, though. That was like Tank does what like Wilder does, where it's just like out of nowhere, you just like, wow, you just ended it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like you look at the Luis Ortiz, it was the same thing as Luis Ortiz too, where Ortiz was doing real good in round 6, landing some shot, boom, 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 and then they just got that equalizing power. It's over before you
And
before you can blink.
it was done at the perfect moment, because if you were listening to the commentators, they were like, yeah, if Tank Davis thinks that Leo's gonna fold, and then right there was boom, like hit him with that uppercut. If you go back and hear it, hit him with that uppercut, and Leo just folded. Because like I said, Leo was winning that round, but man, he hit him with that equalizer, man, and it was a wrap.
Facts. All right, moving on, my man Ricky. What was your impressions? Now, I want you to, instead of just going to the main event, I want your opinion on the main event, but also the overall card. Like, what did you think of the whole pay-per-view?
The whole pay-per-view was a blast, man. I mean, I just want to first give a shout out to PBC.
Put your volume up a little if you can.
Okay, give me a second. How's that?
You got that low Barry White shit.
That's better right there.
What y'all think? Say something. Just keep talking.
Check. 1 2 1 2. Where we at?
He trying to do his radio midnight soul voice.
Yeah, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. But yo, shout out to PBC, yo, for picking a state where we can actually come see where patrons can actually come see the fight. That energy was crazy. Do you guys agree? It was so good to hear the crowd in the background reacting to the fight. And all of the fights was pretty good bangers. All of them ended in a knockout. Made my $75 worth, but that's for damn sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But as far as Tank, man, I called it in the 4th round on the BWP Boxing Watch Party, Boxing Ego Watch Party. If you ain't there, you in the wrong place. It's a big fight. You feel me? But I called it in the 4th round because Tank, look, Tank is a problem, y'all. Tank is a real life problem. And let me explain why. This dude is technically good with good defense, with fight changing power at any time. Right? So I saw the fight as Leo came at him with like 3 different game plans, and Tank neutralized every single one of them. He tried to box him long. Tank was like, nope, my jab's a little crisper than yours. I'm going to hit you a little quicker than you can hit me, right? Then Leo tried to go on the back foot. We all seen Tank had no problem walking him down. Then he tried to bang with Tank, and we seen what happened, bro. Tank is a problem. Tank is a problem. Everybody crying about the weight. Don't ever count another fighter's stamina as if he's going to win or lose a fight. You don't know what that man is doing in training, bro. Tank is a problem. The only person I see him the only person I question him in there with, to be honest, is Teofimo, because Teofimo can knock your lights out with one shot. But any of these other guys, these young Thundercats, could be winning, and Tank could catch him and finish him. Tank is a problem.
I agree.
Tank is and if he stays up under Floyd in Vegas, y'all already know what's popping. Tank's a superstar, bro. Tank's a superstar.
Seen that. I seen all the trends, all the numbers. The thing I like about Tank is I feel like he woke up boxing. Like, it's not like boxing lie dormant, but I feel everybody was talking about this fight. I seen LeBron James talking about it, Magic Johnson talking about it. And it's a good feeling, especially when you get your money's worth. Shout out to Showtime, Steven Espinoza, Heyman, and PBC. I thought, to me, this was the best card this year in terms of top to bottom. Every fight was a knockout. When's the last time you seen a pay-per-view where every single fight ended in a knockout, like a legit knockout, no like premature stoppages, stuff like that? So I enjoyed it, at least. Nuke, what's up? What'd you think about the main event? Tank, what are your assessment? You picked Tank.
Yeah, I picked Tank. I think 7th, 8th round knockout. His defense really stood out. I thought he was just deflecting all of pretty much everything that was thrown at him, everything Leo threw at him. The second thing, I loved his body work. I think his body work really was strong, especially in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. His power surprised me, even though I knew he had the power. that was just the most devastating shot since Povetkin knocked out
Dylan.
What's his name? Dillian, right? So, I mean, both came from a left uppercut too. It was funny. So for me, I think he's outstanding. I think he beats pretty much everybody. He's not except Shakur, except Teofimo. But I think if
you don't think you're saying you don't think he beats him, or you're unsure?
I'm unsure. I'm unsure about Teofimo, but I don't think he beats Shakur though. I think Shakur's defense will keep him from getting those heavy shots. But yeah, he's a problem for years to come. 130, 135, he could just be the king for the next 5 years. Which is amazing, dude.
Everybody go on mute if you're not speaking. Somebody's getting real live feedback. Just go on mute.
Yeah. And one other thing, like I thought Leo was having some success when especially in the later half of the 5th round, which probably made him susceptible in the 6th round for that knockout. Like I thought he was starting to have some success there, especially even when Gervonta was on the front foot. But I like how he was switching between the front foot and the back foot, and the knockout came off his back foot. It came off his back foot. He's just a monster, just a monster. You know what? Tank a beast. Like, I'm just gonna quote Oscar De La Hoya, tank a beast. You don't really even want none. I know, like Ryan don't want none. Like Devin Haney, he probably don't want none. I don't even think they're gonna make that fight. Like Floyd wants them both to succeed, in my opinion. So I don't even think that fight's gonna get made. But yeah, I definitely don't think Ryan wants any of this.
Well, he said he does, so we'll have to wait and see. Baltimore, what up? Prophet. Now I know Prophet ain't surprised because he called this too. He said he seen this coming and he was confident. What made you so confident? Were you what was your assessment of the fight?
Just like the brothers before me said, man, he boxes and people just don't understand that. Even them calling this uppercut a lucky punch is just ridiculous. Like he literally got hit with the first punch, blocked the second punch, slipped the third punch, and threw the uppercut where he was going to be. If that's not boxing and adjustment,
that's on the fly adjustment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's got boxing IQ. Everybody talk about the way he talk and, say he, stupid and don't have no boxing IQ, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's just false. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's from the inner city in Baltimore. That's how they talk. So that don't mean he ain't smart in the ring. Shit.
What they put in the Baltimore water? Why are you hitting like that?
He just the animal, man. He a tank, man. Like I said, man, it's just like, they talk about IQ and the way somebody talk. I mean, they talk about Floyd couldn't read, but he was the smartest person maybe of all time in the ring. So one don't have to do the other.
I'm going to ask you because you're from Baltimore, so you let me know what's going on. Because there's probably distractions in the city. There's a lot of distractions?
For sure, especially if you're from there.
Yeah, because you got family and stuff. So what did you think?
Family. Go ahead.
No. You can keep going. Keep rocking.
No, I was just saying, you got family, you got friends, you know where to go to get into trouble, you know where to go to, do this, do that, and the third. So it's just so much easier to go somewhere you don't really know. I mean, what's the worst trouble you're going to get out in Vegas with all those people watching you? Floyd's team, his team, Lauren, Lbs, all that. He ain't about to go to the casino and gamble. I mean, he going to be sightseeing and working out, at the most part. So, yeah, it's just, anytime you from somewhere, you can always get in more trouble where you from, regardless of what the city is. But a city like Baltimore, there's trouble everywhere, and there's distraction everywhere.
Tank said a focus tank is a dangerous tank. Did you like how he looked coming out of the Vegas camp, being isolated, from people just don't have that access to you? Did you think he looked better, or was this how he's always going to look no matter where he trained?
I think he looked good. He definitely looked focused. Like he even said, this was the easiest camp for him to make weight because there was no distractions. There was just that's all it was about. You in Vegas to do one job. And that's what he went there to do. He had a chef. He had all his trainers. He had some of his homies with him, training with him, pushing him too. So, I mean, yeah, he definitely looked good. To me, the conditioning wasn't really an issue. Yes, he was sloppy on the scales a couple times, but him and his coaches have said he was on weight like he was supposed to be. He just timed it wrong the day of, because he is tight around 130. I mean, let's be real. So he is tight around 130. So his timing the day of, like people was talking about, he was on the stage breathing hard. He probably worked off those last couple ounces at the last minute. You know what I'm saying? But that's boxing. That's cutting weight. I mean, that's not even half as bad as what the UFC guys are doing for most of that stuff. So,
like Conor McGregor at featherweight was looking like a skeleton.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think he looked good. Like I said, the conditioning wasn't an issue with me. Everybody was talking about he was tired with Gamboa. He wasn't tired. Go back and look. He did jumping jacks in the ring at the end of the 11th. Like, okay, it's 12th round. I'm about to knock you out.
I don't remember that. I mean, I was in Atlanta. I don't remember that. Cause maybe it's my vantage point. I don't remember the jumping jacks. But
right when the 11th round was over, he went back to his corner and did jumping jacks right at his corner.
Oh, I gotta watch that again because it's different when you're there at the fight versus on TV. I'm gonna move on to my man Jay Stacks. He in the building. You got the glasses, stunner shades. What's up? Oh, you got some feedback, Stacks. Like, y'all hear that? Hold on. Just go on mute. I'm gonna come back to you. New meaning, what up? We got a serviceman. We got somebody who serves for this country. It's election day. What's up? New meaning.
What's good, man? How y'all doing?
You still in Texas?
No, I'm back home in Washington right now.
So. Oh, you in the capital? Okay. What'd you think of the main event?
Oh man, it was amazing. Tank did his thing. He was picking his shots, which is really good. He was very calculated, I thought, in everything that he was doing. His pivoting, like legit. Like when he was actually, he had some little hints of Floyd in there. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about Pretty Boy. And I was like, ooh. I was like, hey, like he's shocking me there with his footwork. And I was like, yo, this man he's truly focused. And I think that's what we were, a lot of us were waiting to see, was that fully focused Floyd. Hey, how you doing? So, yeah, man, I'm actually at work right now. So
no, that's all good.
Yeah, but yeah, he was focused, and truthfully, if he stays in Vegas and trains with everybody like he's supposed to, like Floyd and his trainers, and they have that input, and he's not, ballooning up in weight with all the foolishness. Listen, man, the sky is the limit. I don't see anybody truly giving him any problems. They talk about, oh, Gary Russell. Man, look, man, Gary Russell get knocked out just like Leo did. Mark my words.
Oh, damn. Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm gonna get to the last two people, and then we'll get to that subject. Stacks, you back? You good? We can't hear you. I don't know. Can y'all hear him? Like, I can't even hear no audio.
Stack is still on mute. He was.
Yeah, it was nothing but feedback on my end.
Yeah. Hey, Stacks, I'm gonna have to punch you and then just come back into the Zoom once it's all figured out, because it's overtaking the feedback. We can't hear, and then just come back. Just click on the link when you get everything sorted out. All right, Jonathan Hill, what's up, man? You on mute? Mute.
Gotcha. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. What state you repping? Can y'all hear him?
He just as soon as he started talking.
Yeah, he was talking, then all of a sudden it was gone.
Bro, you guys all paused at the same time, so I was like, I thought y'all all froze. I ain't never seen that. Hill.
Dang, what happened?
I don't know. We couldn't hear you. What state you repping? Oh man, I don't know.
He missed the freeze, yo. He freeze.
Bro, he on the Obama phone. I don't know. All right, you got the link. You have to come back. The show must go on. All right, Gervonta Tank Davis, was this his best performance of his career? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Ricky Williams. Oh, okay, Ricky don't believe so. He's shaking his head. What performance would top this, bro?
I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, his best performance was against Pedraza. I think this was Tank's most mature performance. Can I say that? I think he showed that, hey, the other guys, yeah, they was beneath me, but this is what I can do when I'm in here with them. But, when I step up, I step up. I think this was his most mature performance. The prettiest fight I seen him in, I think this is his prettiest knockout. This is one of his prettiest knockouts. But as far as the Pedraza fight, that was a beautiful fight, man. He beat the dog mess out of Pedraza and did it convincingly. And he chopped that tree down with Pedraza, because Pedraza wasn't trying to give in. He wasn't trying to go down, but he made him go down. And I think that was one of Tank's best performances. But that's just my opinion.
I gotta hear from Prophet, because he's from Baltimore, so I'm gonna tap in with him sometimes. Pause. What is this it or what?
Yeah, I mean, I get what Ricky's saying, and it's because of the different styles. Pedraza can pressure. He tried to pressure. Excuse me. He tried to pressure at one point, but it did. It gave him a touch of success. But Tank's defense was still on point and didn't really affect him much. But I think the aggressiveness, how big Leo came in, and all of that made it impressive, because it showed, his adjustment. It showed more of his boxing skill and, defense. It was always there. Like, let's be honest, Tank's my favorite fighter. I done probably watched every one of his fights at least 5 times. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen essences of this in the different fights where he would punch somebody and does that little duck pivot move that he does, a la Roy Jones. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen it before, but I think it was on a little bit more display in this one, just because everybody thought so much highly of Leo and how much pressure Leo was putting. Pedraza's good, but like Ricky said, Tank did pick him apart over a longer period of time, but he wasn't as much of a threat, I don't think, even in the fight, not even by name, but in the fight actually, as Leo was.
I agree with that. That's why I would rank this as Tank's best, cleanest work, because when I look at it, I look at the magnitude of the event as well, and I feel like the stakes were high. This is first pay-per-view. This is the one you got to get right. I love the Pedraza performance, by the way. That was the co-feature for James DeGale, Badu Jack, which was another great fight. But I think for me, I don't know. It just depends on what kind of mood you. It's like going to the liquor store. It depends what you want to drink today. But they were both great performances.
Let me add this too, Ego, because and the reason I say that too is because when I watched the Pedraza fight, there was no point in that fight where I said, "Ooh, this might be a little trouble." You know what I'm saying? There was no point that I not think Tank was in control. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a great performance for that. And that second round, where Leo got off a touch, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, okay, he got a little pop. He's doing a little something. Okay, let me, I hope, let Tank regroup and get this together. But nowhere in the Pedraza fight that I ever felt there was any threat. That's why I think it was a better performance too.
Facts. The other misconception about this Tank fight is I kept seeing and reading people were saying Leo Santa Cruz was the smaller fighter. I'm like, what are y'all looking at? Bro, Santa Cruz's back look like, his back look kind of wide. And I'm like, what part of him is pause? But like, where are you seeing a smaller Santa Cruz? I thought Santa Cruz looked pretty big. I thought he was in some of the best shape of his life. I don't think the thing is, I don't think Santa Cruz, this was a good knockout. I don't really think he did nothing overly wrong except for throwing the same punch 3 times, getting slipped and countered. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he had a bad game plan. That's a good game plan. But, the better man won. But I didn't see Tank as being the bigger person, bigger puncher. But, yes, not the bigger.
Yeah, Tank was definitely wider, man.
Tank? Or
no. Leo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Leo was definitely wider.
And he's taller, too.
Mm-hmm.
What are you saying, Ari?
Long-ass arms he got, too.
What I was saying was, Leo, it looked like he hit the weights for this training.
Mm-hmm.
He did look stronger. You could see the muscles, and you could see the muscles. Typically, Leo looks really, really skinny. In this particular fight, you could see the muscles. You're like, holy shit! So Leo looks strong. Now, something really funny that I heard that I couldn't believe someone said this. their argument for saying that Tank was the bigger guy was like, oh, well, Tank has denser bones, so that makes him the bigger guy. I'm like, the fuck? Talking about bone density, like,
How
you know,
you know?
Leo was the taller guy, had the longer reach, and he just looked bigger.
They try to say Leo was a girl. That's what they try to say just now, man. They're talking reckless, bro.
I don't know.
And you also got to think about this too. If Tank was at a 134, 2 weeks before the fight, you know what I'm saying? He didn't balloon up way big. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be at 135 pounds for 2 weeks straight and then go weigh in at 130 and then balloon back up to, balloon up to 150. It's not how, it's not science. That don't work that way. So with them both coming in around the same weight, and I don't think either one of them ballooned up super big. Like I said, everybody's like, Tank gonna come in at 147. He gonna do all. He couldn't come in. He didn't do that because he had been in weight too long. He would have had to eat a whole Thanksgiving dinner and all of that to even get close to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like what I've seen from Tank. I want him to stay on this trend, and I like that he shut the critics up. There were people saying he wasn't gonna make weight. Then he made weight. Then they said he's gonna be weight drained, and then you seen the outcome. And then they say, oh, he cheated and all types of. I'm not gonna spend too much time on that, but what did you guys think about the glove excuse? Someone said he switched gloves, and that's why he knocked out Leo Santa Cruz with one punch. My thing is this: before I go to the panel, is it don't matter if he had Mickey Mouse gloves on. Leo did not see the punch coming, so no matter what, if he had the winning gloves or if he had the Grant gloves, he did not see the punch. So he didn't even move out the way or nothing. So he would have either got hit with winning gloves or he would have got blasted by Grant gloves. So I don't really understand what the real argument is, other than people trying to reach and find something. What do you guys think?
I agree. They just need something to
latch on to,
try to shortchange his victory, man. With Tank, what he did, man, was, I know Pedraza was one of his greatest victory, but his committed to the kill on Leo was on a whole nother level, man. If you just look at his eyes and see the way he was, like, man, he looked like a sniper. He looked like, I got this dude. I got him. And he just kept marching him in, like Leo throw the punches, let them touch him a little bit. He steady marking him like a damn lion to a gazelle. Steady march. Okay. Boom. Got you. You done. It's a quick kill, man. It's like, man, it was something. I seen that when he did that. I saw it. I was watching his eyes. And then to Newt, he switched. He went from orthodox. That knockout punch went from the rear foot. It was from the front. He switched orthodox, and he went up under that right hand and caught him with that uppercut. So he went from orthodox. He caught him with an orthodox shot. And I don't think Leo saw that he switched, because after he caught the first two as a southpaw, and then after that last punch, he switched his feet. Then when Leo threw it, he went right up underneath the arm. Cooked him instantly, like minute rice or something. Quick. It was just something devastating to see.
Hey, sir, you got to be lying, man. You mean Tank got footwork, he slipped a punch, and he knocked him out? He can't box. You got to be lying, cuz.
Man, you got to see the way he did it. It was like, man, he's like a killer, man. He's like, okay, he throw that one. Okay, I'm about to switch. He switched. As soon as he threw that last punch, it nipped him a little bit, and he still went underneath it. Waka, finished him. Quick kill, man. Like a matador and a sword against a bull. Quick kill.
If I can add, bro, like in recent history, like we've seen the Povetkin uppercut, but as far as what I see, with the last person I seen that could switch it on like that was when Deontay Wilder caught Luis Ortiz in round 7, right? It's just like Sura said, his eyes knew he had it. In his face, he knew it. He was like, oh, once I seen him catch that second shot, his eyes was like, okay. And it was over. And that's how Deontay Wilder looked when he caught Ortiz slipping. And because Deontay was controlling him with the jab. And when he didn't control it, when Ortiz didn't catch the jab the same way and shifted, Deontay Wilder's face just went into lion mode, like, relaxed, no stress. I'm about to knock you out. It was beautiful, man. It was gorgeous. That was gorgeous, bro.
Is this fight of the year, or do you guys have another fight? I mean, not fight of the year, knockout of the year, or do you have another knockout of the year? If so, what fight is knockout of the year to you?
That's knockout of the year.
Okay,
I think this is definitely knockout of the year, just because, you know, he was fighting someone who had not been stopped before, and someone who was a 4-division champion and was you know who a lot of people also were, you know, thought was going to upset Tank. Definitely knockout of the year. I mean, the Povetkin versus Dillian White, I was very happy with that one, but it was a great knockout. But you know, this one I think overdoes it. I mean, I think, you know, not to say anything, but Leo was sleeping much longer than Dillian White. You know, the Jose Cepeda versus Ivan Baranchyk, that was a brutal one, but it still wasn't as clean, you know. So I think it's definitely knockout of the year.
Ricky Williams. Hey. I'm just gonna go from top to bottom. Ricky Williams, knockout of the year, yes or no? Why?
Yes, because I thought Tank caught a body. Honestly, God, thought Tank caught a body, bro.
No, it really looked like, you know, it reminded me, it gave me Marquez vibes. I was like, damn, because he was out for so long, bro. He was out. Matt, knockout of the year, yes or no? If so, what do you have? If you have another knockout of the year?
Yeah, no, I thought he died. So yeah, I think definitely knockout of the year.
Like that, I thought he.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was over. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that one.
Prophet. Knockout of the year?
Gotta be knockout of the year. That's the only knockout I can remember that ever made you make that noise. So it's gotta be.
Why you put it on Twitter though? Anyway, I'm skipping him. New meaning. Knockout of the year? Yes, no.
Absolutely, man. Knockout of the year for sure. It was just beautiful. Everything about it was beautiful, and he was out for a long ass time. Like, I was sitting there and I'm looking. I'm like, yo, is he breathing? Like, I'm looking. I'm like, oh, okay, he's still breathing. I'm like, all right, well, he's still alive. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
he still made it. He survived.
Yeah, but, and I like how Tank handled it. He was very classy after. Not enough people are giving him credit for that. Very classy in victory. He could have just been like, you know, I took his belt and his girl, you know what I'm saying, all this stuff. But he was very classy. He said, shout out to your pops and you, great fight, boom, boom, boom. For me, for what it's worth, I put this as knockout of the year. My quick explanation is Ivan Baranchyk versus Cepeda. That was a good knockout, but I have to go off of the quality of the fight, the implications and magnitude of this fight. This was a pay-per-view. That was kind of like a bar, like they were just hurting each other. It was kind of sloppy. You know, you see what I'm saying? So it was like somebody's definitely going to get knocked out. They were dropping each other. The magnitude of this fight, Tank, they said he wasn't going to make weight. It was a Showtime pay-per-view. Leo looked dialed in and focused. Leo was winning the round he was knocked out in. So when I look at the magnitude of the fight, it's bigger. Even the Dillian White versus Povetkin, another good knockout, very good knockout. You could put it in your top 3, top 5 knockouts of the year. But that fight, Dillian White, we've already seen him knocked out in almost the same fashion by Anthony Joshua. It was an uppercut. And I've seen Dillian White dropped by an uppercut against Oscar Rivas. What I haven't seen is what that boy Gervonta Tank Davis did, which is destroy and shatter the man into. Bro, Leo is tough. I don't think enough people are like, oh, he moved up in weight. He's a 4-division champ. That's like Juan Manuel Marquez territory when you start doing 4 and 5. You know what I mean? Leo he's a tough dude. He got heart. If you don't do that to him, he's gonna fight the whole duration. So magnitude of the fight and the quality of the fight and the implications of the fight, and the fact that, like my man Ari just said, we ain't never seen nobody do. He fought Abner Mares twice. Nothing close to that happened. Carl Frampton got power. Nothing close to that happened. And so on and so forth. I got to give this knockout of the year. Last reason is, for me, from my eyes, it's always more impressive when there's an athlete, like a super athletic move that the average person can't make. You see what I'm saying? Leo made a mistake of throwing the same punch 3 times. First one, I think it was the first one he missed, or second one he missed, and one he hit him, and then Tank slipped him and said, and came up. And that was super athletic, super coordinated. I think it was Prophet that said it. he anticipated where Leo's dome was going to be and timed it to perfection and just caught him and said, and destroyed him. And then how he fell was crazy. He fell into the proper 12 sign and the turnbuckle. It was almost Mayweather, Ricky Hatton-esque, where Ricky Hatton, but it was more brutal, but just falling into the turnbuckle I'm referring to. So for me, this takes the cake. Great fight, though. I enjoyed the whole card.
And also, I want to say shout out to Leo, man, because like I said, Leo came to fight, man. He brought out the best of Tank, and he got knocked out, and the man gets up and is smiling. I was very happy to see that he was okay. But he's that kind of person, man. He's just a good dude. He challenged himself. He dared to be great, and he lost the fight. He got knocked out, but he's a warrior, man. And I know honestly right now. I read an article that he was contemplating, he's going to decide if he's going to retire or not. He said he's going to spend time with his family and talk to his family and then decide with his dad. The fight fan in me, I would love to see him, fight Navarrete either at 126 if he could make it or 130. I think that would be a great, exciting fight. But that's just, like me being selfish, that I would love to see him fight again. But if he decides to hang it up, he's definitely earned that right to, hang it up whenever he wants.
Yeah, I think this Leo that we seen the other night, they'll give a lot of 130 pounders problems still.
Tell him, Ricky. I agree with that.
I honest to God, dude, man. That dude tough, man. Like I said, shout out to Leo Santa Cruz, man. Them body shots Tank was hitting him with was crucial, bro.
Oh, Ricky, you on fire with the point. Them body shots, bro. That I was gonna say that, and then you just remind me. Those Tank body shots were crucial,
right?
And they're crucial. And he weathered that. He even put a little mouse under Tank's eye. It was just, it's just a great fight, bro.
I mean, with confidence being everything, shoot, if this Leo showed up, I'll take him against Lomachenko.
See, Loma would actually have problems with the volume and size of Leo because Loma, I don't rate his power the same way. Tank,
Leo's long too, man.
Yeah, I think Leo will get. I think Leo will get Loma. I think he'll.
Okay, since y'all brought up Lomachenko, Tank versus Lomachenko, because before recent turn of events, people when I would talk about Tank and Loma, they said, "Oh, you tripping? Tank has no chance, and he's running and ducking and stuff like that." I think Tank and Lomachenko, I've always felt this. That ain't the fight that y'all think is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? You see, not Tank. Lomachenko, he froze up. Tank told me I have an interview with Tank, and he told me, he said, it's not what you think, bro. Like if me and Lomachenko, we gonna fight, and it's not gonna be what a lot of people are thinking. I got it on tape where he said that. And some people say Tank's running and ducking and scared and stuff. I think that'll be a bad stylistic matchup because Teofimo, I'm not taking nothing away from his performance, but there was pockets where he wasn't that aggressive. You know what I'm saying? He was like kind of boxing. Tank is aggressive and he can box. And I would say Tank is faster and even more athletic than a guy. And he's just more aggressive. They both got power and stuff like that. But
Tank got a chin.
Yeah, that's what. Say it again, bro. Say it again so they can hear.
Tank got a chin. Tank got a chin.
He's pretty much damn near a complete fighter, bro. That's why I told y'all last week, man. Tank is a complete fighter, man. The only thing we had in question was his focus. That's it. Tank is a goddamn problem, people. I mean that in the highest regard of boxing. Tank is a problem. If he fought Loma, it'd be like Rocky throwing the damn towel, throwing the towel. No, man. They don't want to see Tank. They want that check. But they don't want to see that work. That's real.
And speaking of a problem, I'm going to get to you in 1 second, sir. And speaking of a problem, they both southpaws. So the trajectory is going to be different. Lomachenko, all these angles and stuff, that you find another southpaw. Can y'all go on mute? Somebody go on mute. He fighting another southpaw. So that changes the dynamics of everything. You know what I mean? Like Floyd, he's an orthodox fighter fighting Pacquiao southpaw. He can't do the Philly shell for 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, who is that? Somebody mute. Thank you. Whoever, I don't know who it was. Yeah, but he's fighting a southpaw. I think that just changed the dynamic of everything. So all these angles. And the other thing is Teofimo froze Lomachenko up. So I think you have no choice but to respect Tank's power. If you try to walk Leo did as best as he could, and he went toe-to-toe in war, and that's more his innate style than Lomachenko. Loma ain't no inside fighter. I think that's a bad stylistic matchup. Sir, what were you saying about Loma and Tank?
Yeah, I think he would. I think Tio was a little bit hesitant to go into Loma. I guess he respected, the Matrix stuff or whatever like that. But Tank, when you look in his eyes, man, that's another dude. Man, my love for Leo gave him the benefit of the doubt that he would box and, to go the distance for his pops. But when Tank hit him with that stuff, he started wanting to go toe to toe. And like I said, he was going to knock himself out. Tank is different, man. I saw it in his eyes, man, the way he was committed to the kill. Wasn't nothing going to stop him. He was committed. He took all those punches just so he can get in there to end it. It's just, he a whole nother level, man. His mindset, just look at his eyes, man. His eyes tell a whole story.
And I think another thing is this too, man. Back to his chin, I don't think I've seen a time where Tank has ever been hurt in any of his fights. Like, I've never seen him stop like mid, oh man, like got buzzed. You rarely see him like taking steps back unless he's trying to set up a punch.
And I want to say, for everybody who got sense, everybody that watches boxing is not caught up in the hype of who people are, et cetera, et cetera. You know now that all the Tank calling out from Loma was all clout chasing. They was never going to make that fight. Ever since he lost to Salido, he was ducking, an aggressive style fighter the whole time. And the only reason he took that chance against Tio, which I knew he was going to lose as well, was because it was another top-ranked fighter, and it was a win-win for Bob Arum. Tank would destroy Loma. Like you said, he's a lefty, so that matrix stuff is going out the window with that one-trick pony of him moving to the right. That's going to be neutralized by a left hook, and it's going to be over early. So it was just clout chasing. Tank destroys Loma. The only one, like you said before, the only one that Tank might have a problem with is Teo, because I don't respect Devin's power, especially the way he looked in his last fight. Shakur, I'd have to see a little bit more. I want to see how he looks when he comes up in weight and stuff like that. But Teo was the only one with, some strength and some power and some length that might hinder Tank a little bit. But like I said, his athleticism, his footwork, his power, his boxing IQ, I think he can even overcome him, and I would pick him in that fight too.
All right, we got my man Jay Stacks back. Mic check, Jay Stacks.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Can y'all hear him?
Hold on.
Yeah, I could hear him, but he was real low.
A little muffled. Yeah, real muffled.
I can't hear him.
Okay, can you hear me better? I see it's
Yeah, you sound good right now.
Yeah, no, it wasn't letting me switch my mics on the other computer, so I had to switch computers.
Gotcha. Hey, so what did you think if Lomachenko were to fight Tank?
Loma gets knocked out faster than Leo did.
That's what you think?
Yo, that's big facts right there. Loma won't last in there with him. Like Loma's not going to let his hands go, but they're both lefties. It's like a righty fighting a righty. You got better ankles.
Damn. Ricky, did you get what was that?
I was gonna say I don't know if it'll be faster than Leo. Not because he's a better matchup or a better fighter, but just because I think he's gonna, be in there more like a Gamboa was, looking to survive and move and not throwing. What made it a great matchup for Tank and able for him to show his athleticism and boxing skill was the fact that he was throwing so much. And you saw how Tank was focused and on him the whole time because he's a big thrower. But he's naturally a counterpuncher, like the way he ended the fight is with a counterpunch. So when you get somebody that's not going to throw as much and not be as aggressive, it might go a little longer. But I definitely do agree with your outcome, Jay.
Dope. Ryan Garcia, Tank. Open.
Dog, Ryan's getting knocked the fuck out. I'm gonna just say that and leave it. It's new meaning, bro. Yeah, I had to.
Why you
can't
say
walk
that?
and talk and whatnot.
No. Why you say that?
Yeah, man. Look, man, listen. Let's look at the level of opposition that Ryan has fought. All right.
Okay.
And then let's look at the level of opposition that Tank has fought. Tank is knocking this man out.
But what
I'll
about
bet money? Huh?
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. What about the people that say Teofimo, the people he fought versus Lomachenko? Lomachenko had the better names and Teo just beat Loma. What about that?
What about it? What about it?
Loma also had a loss too.
Exactly. I picked Teo. I had picked Teo.
I tried.
Teo was the bigger man, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've never seen anybody ever try and walk Teo down. Teo got power. Teo's confident in himself. He doesn't let everybody get in his head. Like people. All right. Prime example, right? Oh, they say, oh, Lomachenko made people quit and this, that, and the third, right? And then the first thing they want to throw up in everybody's face is, oh, well, he beat Rigondeaux. Well, Guillermo was fighting that baby weight at like 118 and shit. So yeah, he moved up like how many, like damn near 3 weight divisions? Come on, man. Let's truly give this man his credit when it's due. And like, come on.
What about Ryan Garcia's speed, power, and confidence?
Now,
Ryan Garcia got speed. On this one? That's about it, though.
He don't got power?
Ryan Garcia ain't got a power like that, man.
He's got power against who's he been in there with.
Yeah, look.
Okay.
And who has his tiers of opponents been? They've been C- fighters, bro.
Exactly.
All right.
C- fighters.
You sound like Floyd. I'm an A+ fighter. You a C- fighter. Ari got to get a piece of this.
All right. Well, first things first. After watching Leo get knocked out the way he did, Oscar De La Hoya is not letting Tank Davis nowhere near Ryan Garcia.
Ari's on fire, bro.
So look, it's not gonna happen now.
What if Ari? What about Ryan Garcia? He said he wanted it on Twitter though.
I saw that, but I also noticed that he wasn't as enthusiastic about wanting that fight. He's like, oh, I still want it. Okay, but look, that fight's not gonna happen. If it does happen, let's say it happens next year, Ryan's gonna get knocked out. And I don't think Ryan, he has improved a lot since he has been working with Eddie Reynoso, but I don't know. We will have one thing I noticed, Ryan doesn't know how to clinch very well. Like when he's getting hit, or let's say he has a tough fight, he doesn't know how to hold and stop the action and reset. Tank will walk him down right now and knock him out. Now, let's say 2 years from now, he might have a better chance. But next year, he'll get knocked out. By the way, he also leaves his head up. He has to stop doing that because that chin is right there. And we don't even know if he has a chin because we haven't seen him really get hit. But we have to see if he has a chin. And Tank is that person that if he checks your chin, you're going down.
That's a astute breakdown from the man Ari. Yeah, make sure y'all follow him on Twitter too. Ari, what's your Twitter?
It's Ari Boxing Talk.
Yeah, make sure you follow him. That's an educated breakdown. He was spitting facts. I'll get to you 1 second, Ricky.
Okay.
I did notice that with Ryan, like where he has his chin kind of in the air. The other bad habit I've seen from Ryan, and I like all these dudes, I'm just giving you my assessment, is Ryan Garcia. I think he's used to doing them Instagram videos and body shot challenges and stuff. So he closes his eyes as he's throwing punches. So I think when he's doing that Cobra bag and stuff, he's trying to show his reflex and stuff. So he closes his eyes, but he does that in fights too. Bro, if you close your eyes versus Tank, he might make you close your eyes for real, like Leo. You see what I'm saying? You can't be like that split boxing at the elite level, that split second, anything can happen. You're gonna really close your eyes if you make them little technical errors. Especially we got Mayweather and Coach K and Calvin Ford in the corner. These are educated boxing minds. Ricky Williams, you up?
Yo, you stole my point, but that's cool. We all know this. Bad. We all know this thing. But let's keep it $150, right? Luke Campbell versus Ryan Garcia is a 50-50 fight, guys.
I agree with that.
That's a 50-50
I might say 60-40 because I rate the gold medal from Luke Campbell. He has the better experience and he has some
60-40
power.
for Luke, right?
Nah, I would say
Nah, I say 60-40 for Ryan.
I
And
say
the
60
only
40
reason
for
I say
Ryan.
that,
Bro.
amateur fights are different, man.
F
Like
F
you,
Who has
you
better experience though?
If I
Luke
could,
Campbell?
Luke Campbell.
Yeah.
Campbell.
But who has more
Look, man,
momentum?
I say Ryan.
No,
right.
trust me. I know what you. I know. I feel where you're going, but I still see it 60-40 for Ryan because I think he's fresher.
Look, bro. Let me explain.
But he can lose that fight.
It is. We say it all the time. Resumes count for a reason.
All right.
Resumes count for a reason, and we trying to say this boy the pudding when we ain't even put no milk in him yet. You see what I'm saying?
Pause. But yeah.
Pause. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. That I think that's the real problem with a lot of, I ain't gonna say the people in here or the army, but a lot of people in boxing. We too quick to crown somebody off mediocre competition. No, we can see glimpses, right? We can see glimpses of, okay, this guy does this right, he does this right, he does. But until they get a good dance partner, you know what I'm saying? It's like playing 21 with fourth graders. Oh, you like Mike, right? Till you get out there with some college players. You see what I'm saying? So we can only judge Ryan off the competition he has, which has been mediocre at best. Mediocre at best. So until he gets past somebody with a name and some skills, he's nobody to me. He really is not, he's at the bottom of the conversation until he shows me he's in there with somebody that's real.
If I could jump back in, real quick.
I got one.
You know,
all right,
sorry. I do agree with you guys. It is like a 60-40 fight in favor of Ryan, in my opinion. Now, one thing that I will say is we have to remember that fight is going to take place in California. And we know how Golden Boy got that on lockdown. So I don't see Luke Campbell winning a decision in California, to be honest. But I do think, in my prediction for that fight, I think Ryan is going to get the knockout. I think he's going to be able to, you know, do what Loma wasn't able to do to Luke Campbell. I think he's going to knock him out, though.
No meaning.
I'm going to say I really feel Ryan definitely has the edge. You know, the experience does go to Luke. You know, you can't take the gold medals away from him, you know, but the whole, you know, British, yeah. He's what, 33, 32, 33 years old? Yeah, so I mean, you know, you got to also think about his age and then also the amount of time he's actually been boxing. You know, he's on his downhill slope right now. Like this is, I say 30 and after, like you've either reached your prime or you're past your prime at that point. You're like, either you're about to reach your prime or you're literally on your downhill. And if Ryan, like I said, I'm giving the edge to Ryan, but if Ryan, you know, can I guess you can say just put it together and is truly focused with you know, Reynoso and listening to what Canelo is saying, you know, I mean, I give it to Ryan, man. I do. I give it to Ryan.
One thing that scares me about Ryan is he's such a star outside of boxing, and I wonder if that will ever play a part in terms of distractions, because it's hard to balance like you kicking it with YouTubers and body shot challenges and stuff like that. That could all be time that you spend in the gym for real, like, you know, sparring, sharpening up, tightening up. And you fight somebody like a Maidana, he don't have that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Maidana particularly, but I'm just saying, like, you know, you fight a Maidana caliber person from the hood, and like he want what you have. So I wonder if that will ever, you know what I'm saying? Because he does a lot of stuff for show, like for the social media and things like that. So I wonder if that.
I think if he loses, he'll have a really, really hard time coming back. That's what I will say. I don't believe he is a fighter that will be able to bounce back from a loss. And that's based off of, you know, this new generation is different, man. Like the new generation, the mindset, I really don't think he'll be able to bounce back from a loss, truthfully. But, you know, time will tell. I think that's also the reason why he's not getting paid what he should be getting paid too. I don't think they truly believe in him like that. So, but, you know, I could just be the crazy man talking.
Jay Stacks, you got something to add?
Yeah, like when you originally talked about Tank versus Ryan, we've already seen that fight. De La Hoya fought Floyd and lost. Tank hits harder than Floyd did at that weight. So we already know Tank got the power, but he still got the skills. And think about Eddie Reynoso and the people he really trained. Canelo runs from every black fighter because the style does not fit what he does. So Ryan's trained by the same person. So why do you think it would be a different result?
I mean, to come back at that, I think there are different stages of their career though. I'm not Floyd beat everybody fair and square. No, I'm not taking anything away from him, but I think Oscar was not at the end of his career, but was in the later, a little bit later in his career. So and Tank, I think Tank and Ryan are closer in age. So I think it'll be a much more exciting fight, to be honest.
Yeah, I get what you're
How old is
saying.
Ryan?
I think the bigger point of it is though.
I think Ryan's like 22, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that. But the bigger
He ain't
point
even
is
got his manpower yet.
Eddie Reynoso trains Canelo. What fighters do Canelo tend to stay away from? Think about it.
I completely agree with what you're saying. I'm just kind of, I guess, playing devil's advocate, but I think it'll be like I said, man. I don't think Oscar's gonna let Ryan Garcia in the ring with Tank right now. They'll probably wait a few years to the point where that could be like a mega fight, and then we'll see what happens. But I think they're gonna steer Ryan away from Tank for as long as possible to give him a better chance maybe in the future.
If Oscar wasn't letting Ryan get in there with Rollies, he for damn sure ain't about to let him get in there with Tank, bro. I'm just saying.
New meeting, hey, you a fool, bro. That is hilarious. Hey, that is a good point though. Like if he hasn't fought like a Rolly and Rolly be going crazy. Shout out to my man Rolly, but he be going crazy on like Instagram and calling them out and calling them names and getting at his ex chicks, and he Rolly's a wild boy. So if he ain't made that and he doing interviews, like he was asked on ES News, he was asked directly. This was a year and a half ago. Oscar was asked directly by ES News, would you put Ryan in there with Tank or something to the effect? He said, no, Tank's a beast. And he walked off, bro. So I agree with Ari. I think I don't even doubt that Ryan Garcia he's a fighter. So you're supposed to want to fight everybody in your weight class. I don't think it'll happen because of politics and Oscar, like you were saying initially.
But I think the biggest point is what Ari said. He keeps his chin in the air. Like, you keep your chin in the air like that, you're going to get hit. And Tank hits way too hard to have your chin in the air and get a clean shot.
Yeah, he definitely hit hard. Sir, what's up?
Yeah, I got one thing, man. Floyd get all this slack saying that he fought these guys when they were a little bit past their prime. Man, they wouldn't fight Floyd when they were in their prime. Floyd called out Shane. He called out Oscar. He called out all of them.
Costa Prince Nazim.
Freitas. He called out all those cats, and they weren't trying to see Floyd. So it's their fault that they wouldn't fight him when they were in their prime. That was on them, man. He was high risk, low reward, because you go get all those ouches, you want to get a nice check for it, because that young pretty boy Floyd would have effed all them up. So I don't like the fact people say that he caught them a little bit. That ain't Floyd's fault. He tried to fight them when they were at their prime. Yeah. They stood up.
Sir, I completely agree with you. What I'm saying was that, that the Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis fight, whenever it takes place, they're just going to be closer in age. I'm not, like I said, and, before I said, I was like, I'm not taking anything away from Floyd because I know of the situation, but I'm just saying that Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis are going to be closer in age whenever they fight. That's the only difference that I see, so, but regardless, I still will have favorite Tank in that fight.
Our favorite Tank too.
Tank is Tank pay-per-view. I mean, not pay-per-view. Is he pound for pound? Top 10?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Why, Ricky?
Perfect record.
Why didn't they put him on mainstream boxing media's pound for pound top 10?
You know why.
But tell the audience. I might know.
We know why.
Tell the audience. Why won't they?
Because he's black.
What about the people that say he doesn't have enough of he hasn't done enough, I guess?
Look, man, if Lomo can be on there,
Lomo just lost. And Triple G really, truth be told, just lost to Gervonta.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If he can be on there with the opposition that he's fought in losses, and they can be saying that he's the greatest thing since Muhammad Ali and all this BS, and Tank's got a flawless record, he's knocking cats out left and right. Come on, man.
Hey, if I could.
There's a reason why he's not on there. Just like you said, because he's black. And I'm gonna throw another one on there because Floyd reps him.
Yeah, they definitely don't like that.
Look here, guys. What I liked about last Saturday fight too was this, right? It was a guy that had been in the game, Leo Santa Cruz, elite fighter, right? Whether you like his style or not, 4-time world champion, right? These young guys, right? It's a changing of the guard, right? Tank came to him like a young lion, said, "Okay, you're an alpha lion. I see you, but it's time for me to take your gazelle, son." Right? Same thing with Tio. Okay, Loma, everybody. Okay, we got the whole Lion King Kingdom saying you Simba, right? Nah, I'm Scar. What's up? It's time for me to take your food, right? This is what's happening, but this is also what's happening to old media.
Facts.
Right? They are not the standard. They are not the narrative. The time for lies and games is over. It's over. Within this country, within society, for the culture, it's over, right? We all have a voice. We all have to use it. That's the whole thing. Old media is like the Zone and Golden Boy. They holding on with their last breath. It's that last piece of cheese, but the rats got to go with the ship, and the ship's going down, guys. It's over for these dudes.
Switching gears a little bit, Teofimo on an Instagram Live, he said that they'll protect Tank and they'll keep Tank away from him, like Mayweather, I'm assuming. Would you guys agree or disagree?
Bob's going to keep Teofimo away from Tank.
Why?
Let me explain, right? Let's put it in perspective, right? And I'm sorry, guys, but this is going to take just a hot second, right? So let's talk about the Gary Russell, Devin Haney situation, right? So what did Gary Russell say? He hit up Al. Al said, "Hey, Shouty, look, you free to fight whoever you want." Ain't that what he said? Right? So what does that tell you about what goes on with PBC? That PBC fighters won't smoke as long as they money right. Does anybody agree with that? Right? So we can say that because we can see that Andy Ruiz, right, went over to the Zone to fight Anthony Joshua, no problem, correct? We seen that if the offer came correct from the Zone and Devin Haney Promotions, that Gary Russell would have went and fought Devin Haney, correct? So let's put it in a business perspective. That's your opinion, right? This is my opinion, so bear with me, right? So let's put it in perspective. For what I'm seeing, right, if Al is telling his fighters that they can move as they want to move as long as it benefits you, right? That means these other promotion companies either aren't reaching out or their money's not right.
Bob don't want to share that money because Bob, if those fighters ever see that those PBC fighters is getting a fighter check and a promoter's check, he gonna lose them. He's not going to let them get that knowledge. Yeah,
it's business. This is what I keep telling y'all about Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford wants to be a big fish in a small pond. No matter what you think of his talent, I think he's one of the most talented fighters in the world right now. But he knew, it's not like, so y'all saying we the guys who on the outside looking in, bro. We on the outside looking in. So you saying that they don't know more about their promotional company than we do? They don't know how Bob making moves and what type of business he do?
Any other opinions? Will the guy tank from Teofimo? That's the initial question.
I don't think Tank would be the one that's hitting. Like Loma was Bob Arum's moneymaker. That's why he was on the pound for pound list that high. Now T.O. beat him. You're not going to put him in there with Tank because guess what? When he loses, you're going to lose money. That's why Terrence Crawford ain't getting the fights he wants because that's your 147 champion. And if that belt goes to the other side, guess what happens? Now you have no champ and you're losing money.
Okay, Jay. Okay, Stacks came with some. Stacks came with the facts.
Business.
Okay, Ari, you got anything to add?
Yeah,
what do you think?
What you guys said is very accurate. Bob Arum is going to keep everything in house and make money off both fighters. You know, so giving or putting one of his guys with a PBC guy and have a potential of him losing, and have those belts go somewhere else. I'm sorry?
I said you got to split the money, like my man Sir was saying. You got to split the money, and then like Jay Stacks was saying, you have to potentially lose your fighters' notoriety, their their belt, whatever else.
And if you notice in something, and I want you to, and if you notice something, for example, Andy Ruiz was with Top Rank, right? Dropped him. He went to PBC. Look where they got him.
Yep.
Leo Santa Cruz. I think he was with Golden Boy, and then he was with Top Rank. Same thing happened. And there's been numerous fighters. The Charlo brothers originally were with De La Hoya. I think Deontay Wilder was with De La Hoya.
Mikey Garcia.
So it's like these fighters. It's like. And that's why these fighters are very loyal to Al Heyman, because they, he teaches them how to do things to you're the one that's putting your life at risk. So you should make the most money. Why are you going to pay someone else a fee to do something that you could do for yourself? You could promote yourself. Once you're known, you don't need a promoter. And I feel like there's a machine out there that just protects these promoters so they can keep making money. There's the media, old media has a narrative that they have to protect, because the way that they make money is by, getting access to these fighters through the promoters. So and this,
you're right,
the old school way. So it's Bob Arum, Golden Boy Promotion, does Matchroom, they're gonna hold on to that.
I gotta jump in.
Go ahead.
The other angle of what you're saying to piggyback is by falsely putting fighters on the pound for pound list. They feel like, oh, you're sellable if the world thinks you're pound for pound. Like, in a way, I like him. I think he's raw. Pound for pound, top 10 talent, no problem with that. But when you say he's number 1 and he's number 2, I'm like, what win is this off of? Because he got his orbital broken versus Donaire, his nose broken versus Donaire, and Donaire was considered washed. There's an Afro-Cuban fighter, Guillermo Rigondeaux, who fought him years ago, and then they laughed at Rigondeaux and blackballed Rigondeaux, didn't give him Leo Santa Cruz fights, didn't give him the Carl Frampton fight, didn't give him no important fights until he was finally outmatched in size by Lomachenko, jumps up 2 weight classes after trying to get fights with people who are closer to his size, or even Loma when he was at the smaller weight classes. Then they push him all the way to 30, strip his belt in the lower weight division. And it's, you just ain't really seen much from Rigondeaux too much since then. So I think that's the other goal, is to convince old media writers and deadline media writers that push this guy as a pound for pound star, and then the dumb fans that are dumb as rocks, they'll buy into it. And as long as the world thinks Chocolatito is pound for pound, they're using this old school mentality. But people see kids like Tank and they're like, man, I want to be like him. He's dope. And you're never going to resonate by trying to force feed the market, because people like Tank, he is the culture. You know what I mean? And he's proven it in the ring. Same thing with Jermell Charlo. How is he not on the list and he's a unified champion?
Not only that, if you look at like we were just talking about Rigo, when Rigo beat Nonito Donaire was on his prime, right? And at the time, after Rigo beat him, they had Rigondeaux at like the number 8, pound for pound in his division. So how is it that Inouye beats him now and he's moving up to like number 2 or number 1 because he beat Donaire
in the World Boxing Super Series?
Old Donaire.
And Nicholas Walters stopped him in between that.
Exactly. And they've done it. They did it to Rigo. They did it to Luis Ortiz. They call him old or he's washed, but then they avoid fighting him. So, you know, it's a narrative. It's a narrative that they just keep using to keep, you know, certain promoters, fighters, you know, like sellable or whatever you call it.
Facts.
It's all the pound for pound list that came out, or either ESPN or somebody who was formerly affiliated with Bob Arum and ESPN. That's why the only person on that list that's PBC is Spence.
That is crazy. What is that, Prophet?
I want to kind of play a little bit different on all these takes. So first thing I want to mention is Inouye. He got all this praise from beating a washed Donaire, getting into a battle, getting his order bone broke, and all of that stuff. But, you know, Tank fights what they call a washed Gamboa, doesn't barely get touched, knocks him out in the 12th round. And
3 knockdowns.
Yeah, 3 knockdowns, and no praise for that. So it's funny how...
And Devin Haney's fighting him next week,
right.
This weekend.
And it's funny how, you know, Inouye can be pound for pound the greatest, but when Tank knocks out cats, all he got is power. So he's off the list. And then secondly, I think the TO versus Tank ducking stuff, that's a mute point. If you look at Twitter and media from the fighters and stuff, not necessarily the media, but the fighters out there, the only ones talking crazy after this performance from Tank is TO, who ain't gonna fight him because he's going to 140. He's not gonna fight him at all. It's not even a question. Gary Russell, who's just been calling out anybody that got, you know, a belt or any type
cap.
You know what I'm saying? So
hey, New Meaning, let them finish.
But if you look at like Devin Haney, and like you said, with Ryan Garcia had a whole lot of less enthusiasm. Devin Haney, all he said was, damn, oh wow, Tank knocked him out. That was crazy. The only one that was talking was Devin's dad. He said some crazy stuff, but Devin ain't saying nothing. Devin was like, ooh, wow, okay. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at that stuff, and like I said, the TO stuff is a mute point. People that, you know, that matter, the other fighters, they see what happened and they respect it. And that's how you know it was something major.
Facts. Now, this is breaking news. I got to cut everybody off. New media, we work at Eagles Army Digital Mob. Easy Work Wednesdays. This just in. Gervonta Tank Davis, he just tweeted this out. You guys probably didn't see because you guys have been here. This is what he just tweeted out on his verified page. It says the whole WBC organization is clowns. Wow. So I think this is stemming partly from a video where, you know, I used on my channel where you had a WBC representative and they basically accused Tank of switching his glove out for some illegal advantage and unauthorized or whatever. So that's the only reason I could think of why he would make that comment. But shout out to Tank for calling it what it is. What do you guys respond to that? I know you guys are in tune with what.
I want to call it a spade a spade.
Hold on, but for this, let's. I'm gonna give. You got to make it quick in 20 seconds because we have to get to the next person. Thoughts. Open session. 20 seconds though.
He's calling a spade a spade. He's calling a spade a spade.
Yeah, okay, I agree 100%. You know, spade a spade. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. The facts don't lie. It happened, and everybody is seeing it now. So, and I agree with what Prophet said 100%.
Who's next?
Yo, so I'm saying it's just what it is. Y'all already know the WBC is garbage. To go with what Tank said and what you've been talking about today, Ego, on them fabulous videos you put out. Good job. Right? Is that to make...
Hold on. Keep going, Ricky.
To make the point again, right? So when we had Jamal, when he was supposed to fight Canelo, as I said, he was ready to move. He didn't care. He was like, Canelo, what's up? What they do? They go and get franchised, right?
They made up a position, okay.
Right. Same with Devin when he was supposed to fight Lomachenko, right? Devin was ready to shake and move. What they do? They franchise Loma. The WBC is full of crap. I don't even know what to say. They should put it in the garbage.
Next.
The WBC is a racist organization, and I'm just gonna flat out say it. They protect certain fighters of a certain complexion, and this was a fight that was not even sanctioned by the WBC. So why do they have to chime in on something that they were not a part of? you know, without knowing the circumstances, you know. And shout out to Ellie, because he put out the video. He was back there. He put out the video of everything and just shut that shit down quick. And, you know, Mayweather was also live at the time. So that was shut out quick. But the excuse that I heard that they got hacked, that's the oldest excuse in the book. We don't want to hear it. We know what's up.
And the other thing that's funny is, like I said, shout out to Gabe Rosado also, because he tried to clarify this with the WBC representative. He said, actually, if we're talking boxing, winning gloves are safer for you. They're meant to protect your hands. They're more the orthopedic glove. That's why you see a lot of fighters in the actual gym preparing for their fight, sparring with winning gloves. You see that in any gym, winning gloves, because that's meant to protect. So if Leo got done greasy in winning gloves, imagine what would have happened if he had Grants, which are not as orthopedic unless you get like the Floyd Mayweather style, and they have a puncher glove that Golovkin uses too. He might have got tossed up earlier or sooner. Tank won, fair and square. It is what it is, bro.
Where's this concern for Wilder?
Ego.
They don't have that.
Exactly.
I love the videos you did. I love the videos you did. But think about it. Paffin is run by Mauricio Suleiman. That's why they didn't say shit about Fury. And winning gloves is not. And they had nothing to do with the damn fight.
Bars. Now,
I think.
Oh, sir. I'm sorry. Go.
Yeah, I think WBC is part of the propaganda arm of old media. They all in cahoots with each other, man. It's just another form of propaganda.
And the other thing that's suspect is you have an organization and people failing for the clenbuterol, and it's not like many fighters have actually failed for the clenbuterol shit, but certain people have, like Canelo, Julio Cesar Martinez, Ray Vargas, and then they up the amount. Like instead of like being more stringent and saying, "Hey, we got to cut down," they say, "Hey, you can have more clenbuterol in your system. We're gonna give you a pass." Where do they do that at? Like what part of the game is that to? You know, somebody defies an ordinance or an order or rule, and then you just give them you grade on a curve. You say, oh, okay, damn, this is a problem. We don't want to keep busting people. So you can have more clean in your system. Crazy.
What nationality is everybody that failed? And what nationality is Mauricio Suleiman?
Damn.
It's like they're giving methadone to heroin addicts, man. They giving
the methadone clinic bars. Yeah,
they give them like methadone, cheating them, or whatever the hell you want to call it, to the damn cheaters.
All right, the final question I got: Gary Russell Jr. Tank. I like the fight for the DMV.
Please.
Who said please? All right, New Meaning, you've been trying to get in on this. Go.
What's up? Hey, look, man, Gary Russell. All right, and this is what so I disagreed with him about the whole Devin Haney thing. I believe all that was cap. He wasn't going to accept the fight from the beginning.
I
don't think he's going to Gary. I don't think Gary was going to accept, because they sent over the terms and everything like that when it came to Devin Haney. Yada yada. Yes, the date was picked out, but he was
get to the Tank part though, because Devin
Tank the Miles is Gary Russell.
All right,
and they both from Baltimore, right? Am I right?
No, Maryland and Baltimore.
Okay, they both from Maryland. So, I mean, more power. That power is going to do something to Gary.
What about Gary's boxing? Who would anyone pick Gary Russell to beat?
Nope.
Nobody? Ari, nobody?
Dude, that's a good ass fight. And listen, I live in New York. I live in New York. If they were to make that fight, you know, in Maryland, DC, wherever you put it, that's a fight that I'll be willing to drive down there, buy tickets, and stay down there to go watch. That's a good ass fight.
Gary's confident. What about Gary's confidence?
Gary's boxing abilities and his movement will definitely give, I think, Tank some trouble. He definitely doesn't have the power to keep Tank off of him. You know, I think Tank will try to walk him down, but I said his movement, his speed, and everything, I think it'll be a really good fight. Now, I don't think he'll beat Tank, but it'll be a very good fight, in my opinion.
Ricky, 20 seconds. You on the clock.
Yo, Tank, I see him and Floyd as an unstoppable combo, bro.
Okay.
I think with Floyd in his corner, that Floyd's giving him them ear shots, he going to let him know what to do with Gary Russell. Easy work. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a good fight as long as it lasts.
You think he stopped Gary?
Yes.
What about Gary's confidence? Like, he sound real cut. He's like, hey, come on, Slim. Hey. I'll give credit to Gary for this, too. He been barking up the tree. He's been calling out Tank. Because I have a video with him he was on the Wilder co-feature when Wilder knocked out Brazil, and he was calling out Tank even back then. So he's been doing it for a while.
No disrespect to Gary Russell. I like the bull, but I got to put him in the same bowl that I put Demetrius Andre. It can't always be everybody else, bro. It can't always be everybody else. It's something Gary and his camp not doing right. Plain and simple.
Profit.
You can't name nobody in here under 140 that I ain't gonna pick Tank for. Can't nobody touch him. You almost got to go to welterweight to find an opponent that could actually beat him.
What does that do for your city if they were to fight, just based on where they're from regionally?
It would be crazy too because
what venues y'all got? The Ravens?
Yeah, you could definitely use M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. You also got the Redskins Stadium in Landover, Maryland. So you got a couple venues you would probably have to go big like that because the rest of them are like Royal Farms Arena that he fought at before, and then and then the MGM and stuff. So, but something big like that, you would definitely have to pit at probably one of the stadiums, and it would kind of feed into what's been going on around that area for a while because Gary Russell reps more DC than he does Maryland or Baltimore, and it's always been a Baltimore versus DC type of situation. So it would be crazy.
Got you. Last question for me, for real this time. Is Tank the A side at 130, 135? If not, who is the A side that trumps him?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He's selling out arenas. I mean, before the pandemic hit, he was the dude. He was the cash dude.
Because I've seen some people, and this is not my opinion. I've seen on the internet, some people are saying Tank 50-50 versus Teofimo.
Negative.
Teofimo just beat Lomachenko.
Negative. I think that's a 40-60 fight. I think Teo will have to take 40%.
All right, who's the A side?
Tank Davis is definitely the A side versus anybody at those two divisions. Like you guys were just saying, he sells arena, not just arenas. He sells all over the country. You know, LA, Vegas, New York, Baltimore. So he's definitely the A side. He's the money man at those divisions. He's definitely the money man, and he's a superstar at that division.
Sure.
Yeah, you gotta give him the A side. He like you said, he sold out Atlanta too. So and right now all eyes on him. All eyes on him. So you got to give him his chips, man. You got to, or you don't want to fight.
That's a wrap. Easy Work Wednesday. But before I get out, I got a special announcement. For 2 weeks, or not 2 weeks, 2 fights in a row, we did the Easy Work Wednesday, and we had a lot of the same people. So the people that are on here, and including Matt, because he was with us early today, the people that are on here, I'm going to do a raffle between all y'all for a gift card. So one of y'all will win it because y'all all picked Tank and y'all all picked Tio when y'all was on here. So we're going to do a gift card. My thanks to y'all for keeping it a buck. And I'll do it on the stream. I got to find one of them apps that randomizes and picks it. But one of you guys or Matt, since you guys have been rocking, because y'all got this dead on. So that's, a little token from the channel, the Boxingego Watch Party. Yeah, one of y'all, man. Or Matt.
Yeah,
so
we appreciate you. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Big facts. Let me know what's up with the Mac you trying to get, bro. I gotta connect. That can hook you up. I'm dead ass.
Inbox
I used to work for Apple, so I got you. Just let me know what you're trying to get.
Yeah. I'm definitely.
I gotta connect.
All right, I'm gonna inbox you.
Okay.
That's a wrap. Easy Work Wednesday. Who's gonna take us out this week? Profit is Baltimore's winning right now with Tank, so you can take us out. Oh, you on mute? He took himself out.
My bad. Easy Work Wednesdays. We about to get out of here, man. Baltimore stand up. Tank pound for pound, way over most of them dudes on the list. Nobody can touch him. Let's go.
How long did you know about Tank?
For a minute.
When did you first start hearing about him? How many years ago?
It was years ago because he was making noise in the city around people who like boxing, especially, with his amateur stuff. He won Silver Gloves and all of that stuff multiple times. So him, Truck, as they was coming up, they had some noise going around the city for sure.
Big credit to Calvin Ford, bro. He don't get enough credit, and Coach Kenny. I think they did a great job. Also, Floyd Mayweather Showtime. I enjoyed the card. Easy Work Wednesday. We out. Appreciate y'all. We'll do the raffle sometime soon. So stay tuned. Appreciate y'all for watching. We out.
Take care, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Y'all have a good week.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.